Most people don't understand the nuanced nature of building a business online. And we get shown ads of different business models and things that we have as far as opportunities in order to make money online and escape the rat race and that sort of thing. But I think a lot of people misunderstand how long it actually takes to get started and get those first dollars coming in. We all want to believe that there's a quick way to get money and anybody can do it, and it's so easy that it doesn't take a rocket scientist. And at the end of the day, your skills and your capabilities are going to determine which route and which type of business model is actually going to be effective for you. For me, it took me four different business models to ultimately land on what I do as far as helping people grow their YouTube channel as a service. And in today's video, I wanted to talk a little bit about the different business models out there, what you can expect as far as the ability to take skills that you learn and monetize it, and then what kind of leverage each of those business models has. So as I see it, there are kind of like three different areas or buckets that businesses online tend to have. You have the services bucket, which is specifically looking at you having a skill where you have the ability to get a result for a person, and you basically you are talking to people, having that conversation of like, hey, this is what I help people do, and this is the time frame and what this looks like, and here's how much I charge. Then you have the product side of things, where you're either packaging up physical products, sending it into Amazon, having there be a fulfillment piece. There's a lot of logistics involved with physical products. There's also digital products where you're taking a lot of time and effort to package the materials or your knowledge into a consumable form that you can then ultimately sell. At the end of the day, there's no wrong way to do business online. It's just you have to understand the time frame that you can expect in order to go from idea to money in hand, as well as the fulfillment and delivery piece. I think a lot of people believe that they can, take a course. There's going to be some consumption. It's going to take little effort or work in order to actually get things rolling, when in reality, in my experience, usually you've got anywhere from a month to 3 month period of time where you're learning and testing, trying to get the result for people, where you might not necessarily have money coming in. So I wanted to talk through my experience with each of these particular categories. And so the third category actually is content, which gives you a really interesting, which is an interesting model. However, it is by far the slowest of getting any sort of income coming in from it. At least on YouTube, if you're creating content and putting stuff out there, you have the requirement in order to get monetized, you have to have 1,000 subscribers and 4,000 hours worth of watch time. And at the end of the day, depending on what your frequency is and how much you're publishing, it's going to take a considerable amount of time. And then once it actually is turned on, your income is going to be directly proportionate to the number of views and amount of watch time that you get. And obviously those are factors that, could take some time to get to a critical mass where you're actually making enough income where that could be your full-time thing. So this is actually where I started. I started a gaming channel back in 2013 called Chaos Esports Productions. And basically what I would do is tutorial videos on StarCraft 2, explaining how to play the game and ultimately how to play each race and kind of the mechanical nature of StarCraft from a competitive lens. I also started casting tournaments as a function of the content that I created, which was kind of interesting. So I basically took the content that I was doing, and that then morphed into kind of a more service-based business where I would show up, I would cast a tournament, I'd get paid for that tournament, and it was a much easier and faster way to make money than simply putting content out on YouTube. For me, in the time that I was recording StarCraft content, I think I made all of $400 over a 2-year period of time. I hit partner program, met all the requirements, but it took me 2 years to make around $400. Whereas when I casted that tournament, we had a $10,000 prize pool, 16 of the top best StarCraft 2 players. I got paid $500 to cast that tournament, which was over a 4-day period of time, which ironically, I had taken vacation time from my corporate job in order to actually do that. So after that stint, I spent a little bit of time doing Amazon FBA. If you're not familiar with that business model, it's basically you've kind of got two different ways you can do it. You can either do what is known as retail arbitrage, where or online arbitrage. Either will get you videos are relative to that. Basically, you're finding products that are on the shelves of brands that love, and trust, and you're finding an opportunity where you can buy them at one price in your local market, and then you can transport those over to Amazon FBA within your account and resell those as brand new products, and basically make a spread on that money. Now, that business model, because you're dealing with physical products, there's obviously a lot of logistics involved, and basically you're putting money and time up front, as well as an initial capital to buy the goods, to then leverage. The leverage that you get is in the quantity. So if you're buying a pallet worth of goods, sending it into Amazon, those will sell over a period of time, and ultimately that will then result in you making money on the back end, which is usually a 30 to 60-day period after the fact. So you're going to spend a lot of time up front learning the logistics and understanding how Amazon works. You're going to spend time researching, trying to find the products, and then it's not going to be until 30 or 60 days till you get that first sale to where things can start to spiral. Basically, at that point, it's just a matter of how do I grow and expand what I'm doing in that. Now, on the services side of things, that's actually the last place that I got. Services is a little bit more complicated because obviously you have to have a skill that people are interested in getting help with. So a lot of people, at least in the YouTube world, video editors, editing is definitely a skill that's worth learning. People are always looking for social media marketers, and there's a lot of different areas that you can go into. But it really just boils down to what's a skill that you have that ultimately you can turn into something that you can help other people with. So for me, after running a YouTube channel for 2 years, I had the privilege of stumbling upon a person that I had followed for 2 or 3 years. I noticed that they were making YouTube content, and I had one connection that allowed me to get on the phone with this guy. And I basically said, hey, I'm more than happy to work for free and get you a result, i.e. help you grow your channel. And as a function of a couple months worth of working with him, so it took me 60 days to get him from, I think when at the very start, he was at 57 subscribers up to 1,000. It took us about 2 months. He had been doing content for about 4 months at that point. Once I got him to 1,000, he was like, hey, you know what you're doing. I'd love to, what do you charge for this? What does this look like for you? So then that turned into a service and a business model for me. Now, in my opinion, if you're going to start creating an online business, I would start in the services realm, mainly because it is dependent. It's more in line with the type of work or the expectation that you have, whether you have a day job or not. Most people have the expectation that they're going to put in some time and then they're going to get some money. Whereas a lot of the other business models, whether it be products or content, there's a lot of time up front before the trickle of money starts to come in. And a lot of people just don't have the patience to get to that trickle of money. So the way that I've started my business, or the way that I transitioned my business out of physical products, was I got into services. I did that for a couple of years, built up the client base, and then I ended up getting laid off from my day job, and that is what then catapulted me into going all in on the services. I then was able to grow my services now to a capacity where I don't really necessarily, I've got enough money coming in where I can now start to invest some of the resources into team and people in order to help grow this channel, to help more people. And now I can actually start to build out that leverage through the content that I'm producing on this channel. So, me personally, if I were starting all over again, I would probably, while it was great to be able to kind of see the different business models and play in each business model. My recommendation, if you're really trying to escape the corporate world and get into the online space, starting with a service is going to give you the quickest leverage to making enough money that then gives you the ability to step away from the day job to then give you the time that you need in order to create the products, whether they be physical or digital, or the content in order to move things and progress things along. So those are the business models that you can that you have available to you. It's just a matter of you finding the skill and the thing that you want to bring to the world and add value to other people. So if you want to learn more about this particular channel, you can check out this video over here where I walk through kind of like what I'm creating with this channel. And if you click on that video, I will see you in that video over there.